All right, Holly, you ready? We're gonna do 2 miles. It's hot. Shouldn't even have you out here, but it's okay. I know you can manage. You ready, puppy? Let's go. 2 miles. Hold me. Don't really have a topic for today, but I'm gonna go with recovery. And the reason I say that is because I just got back from Las Vegas, and man, did I really need to recover. I'm not much of a drinker, so when I do, it hits me pretty quick. Always has. Let me take this off so she can run without me pulling on her. Anyway, come on, Papa. What you doing, Papa? She'll catch me. So when I drink, I generally get sleepy pretty darn quick. And I probably drank a little bit too much on, was it Friday last week? And that was after being up the entire night prior. I maybe got a tiny little cat nap while we were traveling in the car. So, but for the most part, I was up for, well, almost 48 hours. Went to work on Thursday. Was up, probably around 7 in the morning. Didn't go to bed until Saturday morning around 5:30 a.m. So almost 48 hours. Anyway, recovery. Yeah, I don't take it as seriously as I probably should. They say you should sleep, what, 7 to 8 hours a day. I've always been a night owl. Come on, Papa. What are you doing? Come on. We're running backwards here. Catch me, catch me. Come on, Papa. Anyway, Sunday, I did just run only 2 miles after traveling back home. Tried to have a good night's sleep, but man, I was still tired when I woke up for work the next day on Monday. Besides the rest, I did pretty much stop drinking Saturday afternoon, so my window of drinking wasn't a lot, and it's not like I get smashed or anything like that. That's never been my thing. But probably, like, you know, 4-hour window, something like that, where I kind of just didn't stop, and I went from one beverage to the next. Not a crazy amount, but enough. So anyway, part of my recovery, switching over to water. Obviously, switching over to water while you're drinking is generally a good idea regardless, just so you don't get massive hangover or alcohol poisoning. Thank goodness nobody died. There was about 9 of us in Vegas. We were there for my good friend's bachelor party. Come on, puppy. Had a few little issues, but for the most part, it was pretty smooth. Besides the recovery to my liver, which wasn't all that bad, there's the sleep, and there's the physical recovery. Luckily for me, it has not been all that bad. I've been doing this so long that my day-to-day runs definitely help. I generally only start to notice one after playing soccer. I always feel it the next day, and that's just because of the sprinting. You know, you get micro tears in your fast twitch muscles. So either after playing soccer, how you doing? Or after running a decent amount, and generally it's got to be about a half marathon or more to where I actually feel it the next day. My knee generally feels it every day, but that's because it's just swollen all the time. Hopefully that'll go away someday. Anyway, ice baths are nice if you can tolerate them. I've struggled with ice baths. My son and I hacked our own little ice bath out of a freezer, excuse me. A little parched here. It is about 95 out right now and dry. Anyway, my son is really good about ice baths and could stay in them for an extended period of time. Sometimes I think he'd do it up to, you know, somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. It was actually part of his protocol in college. After their runs, they were basically required to go in an ice bath for a little bit. I think their minimum requirement was about a minute, but I know he did more and did more at home. He got to be pretty darn good at it in college, and we kind of started when he was in high school, and he had a few buddies come over and do it on occasion. I think it's generally a pretty good thing to do. However, it is tough to get used to it. It's quite shocking to the system and downright painful sometimes. You got to be careful with that temperature, but it definitely helps with inflammation. So I definitely try it if you're running a lot. A regular ice bath, it's just not going to do it. You've got to have incredibly cold water. almost to the point where, you know, it's freezing over somewhere, you know, between frozen and, I don't know, 32 to 40 degrees. 32 is obviously pretty darn near impossible because it's frozen at that point, but anyway. Foam rollers, super useful. Those, I don't know what you call them, boot bags, massage bags, whatever the things are that people put their legs in. I don't know how I feel about those. I have a pair. Honestly, they feel good. But as far as recovery is concerned, I think it's voodoo. I don't think it's really doing much for you. Maybe it helps you relax. I don't know that it really does much for your muscles. I just don't think there's enough pressure on those things to really do anything. Maybe if you have circulation problems, maybe, but you know, if you've got tight muscles and stuff, I just don't think they're going to do anything for you. I think that's where a foam roller, massage, maybe some medication, some anti-inflammatory, and the ice bath help. So since I'm not really running competitively, I don't really pay all that much attention to recovery. I definitely try to hydrate. How you doing? That's just normal. I know I kind of get a little fired up about recovery when I get hurt, and then I try to remind myself, if you don't like being hurt, you should be doing certain things to kind of prevent injury in the first place. One of the things that I know I don't do and should do more of, well, I do it, but I should do more of it, is actually stretching. I'm guessing that stretching is probably the most important component to staying injury-free and helping your recovery. What else am I missing on recovery? Anybody got ideas that they want to share? I am all ears. I know they got cryo, what do you call them? Cryo booths or whatever, where you basically freeze your body without the water. I've never done one of those. They got this, you know, red light therapy stuff. Never done that. Plasma. Never done that. I think there's what? Blood therapies. Never done that. I guess you get a little too deep into it and you got to be careful about becoming an unnatural athlete, almost doping to an extent. Kind of beyond the scope of this conversation, but recovery, it's important. You know, one other thing I'll go along with recovery, and that's kind of on the maintenance side, is shoes. Come on, Pupper. Come on. Come on, girl. Don't run on the same pair of shoes daily, in and out. Man, you need a couple of days of shoes in your rotation. I think it gives a chance for the shoes to bounce back a little bit, the foam. And one other thing that I think, the more you get used to running, you actually start to be able to feel the difference between a pair of shoes that's at its life expectancy and a new pair of shoes that are still serviceable. So pay attention to your shoes too. All right, we're at 2 miles. That's gonna do it. I already did a calisthenics workout this morning. Holly! Holly! Holly is dragging. So we're gonna call it. And I hope you guys join it for the next one. Thanks for tuning in. One more day done. We'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks, folks.